So, yo, we're back with Disco's favorite segment of the show, the Lucha Libre Minute. Boom. What's up, Hugo Sabinovich?
Oh, hello, my amigos. I've just been going crazy today. I just had an interview from Chile with Triple H mega champion Alberto Del Rio. And he's in such great shape. I love what Alberto is doing, of course, with the permission of Dorian and Konnan. He defended the mega championship in Puerto Rico. Now the mega champion is in Chile. I love that because, you could have a big exposure in Mexico, but I love when the champion is, overseas defending the championship. I asked Alberto about with all these things that are happening with TNA and all of that. I say, wouldn't it be something fantastic if Triple H have the idea of having one of those super shows in Estadio Azteca, which has a capacity over 100,000 people. It has like a Triple H mega champion, Alberto, against Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. I think now with Triple H, I think it's more of a show than just having a Mexican against a Mexican, which has been horrible because they never used the correct way. But anyway, just spoke to Alberto, doing good. I love that the mega champion is putting the flag of AAA, the mega championship, because when you're a world champion, you should defend the title overseas and other places. So I'm very happy about that. Our guys are also having an interview that will air, I believe, tonight with Tessa Blanchard, where she's going to challenge Charlotte. So you're hearing it right here. So happy about that. On the sad note, I have been getting information from the people that work on their work at AEW. I don't think we knew, or maybe Konnan, because Konnan and Rey Mysterio, they're like godfathers to Fenix and to Penta. I think they knew the potential of these kids, and that's one thing that you should never do as a promoter. And I'm speaking about Tony. When you get me doing things to people that are loved by people from other companies and with your own talent. And I just found out, I got more information that I don't think we hear that much, that what they're doing to Fenix or Rey Fenix, it's even worse than what I thought. And I found out that through those extra months that Tony can punish them, according to the contract, if you are unable to compete or injured. But besides all of that we already know, I cannot tell you that I have verified this with Tony Khan or with Rey Fenix. I have not verified with them, but this information I'm getting, that he was not taken care of while he was injured. Not only that, but if you add that to Penta debuting in one day, WWE did more for Penta than all the years in AEW. One day, just like Cody Rhodes, and the story of all the things that have happened. But the sad part is that the moment this happens with Penta, a coincidence, his merchandise is taken off the AEW shop. So legally, I was talking to some lawyers, our vice president of the
Wait. Whose merchandise was taken off? Phoenix.
Who is still
I thought it depended.
Rey Fenix, who is still under contract. And I was talking to our vice president, who's a federal lawyer. He's like the big company that do business with Puerto Rico. He's like one of the big shots, and he's our vice president. And I asked him, if he wants to, besides the fact that he was neglected, he has one strong case there, and that's you forbid him to go work somewhere else. You act on the mandatory clause of the contract, so he's still working. Until the last day that he's working, he's part of your talent. And his merchandise, Tony or AEW are forbidding him by doing this, that he could make the royalty money on merchandise with whatever time he has left, 2-3 months or whatever. I might know the exact date, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to get people in trouble. But is it legal? That was my question. And our lawyer said that the first thing about negligence on taking care of him medically, being abandoned, and second, the day his brother appears on WWE, then maybe hours after that, It's taken out of AEW shop. So, coincidence. And the other thing is, why does the guy with so much money, billions of dollars like Tony, is acting like that spoiled rich little kid that is playing
Because
soccer?
he is a spoiled rich little kid who's very petty. Bro, let me just say this. I had put on Twitter when Stephanie Vacker left to WWE, which I already knew ahead of time, I put what comes around goes around, right? And all these people in AEW, they got mad and all this. And then I put what comes around goes around #2, which I didn't say at the time what it was, but I knew Penta was going to WWE, right? And now I have a what comes around goes around 3 and 4, which people will find out very soon. But Tony got so mad. The reason I bring this up, Hugo, is Tony got so mad with me personally that he started to work with Consejo, right? Thinking, oh, I'm going to, AAA doesn't use my people anymore. It's going to affect them. I'm going to help the other company who are their enemies. I'm like you with Arena Mexico. If they do good for them, bro.
Yes.
It's good for the whole business, right? We were kicking straight up 6 years. Now, last year they kicked ours, but our business was very good because you went to some of the shows.
Yes.
And people tell you our business is really, really hot right now, starting with Alberto. He's the hottest heel in our company, right? But he's so petty, like what he did to me, that I'm sure that he's, I think really the company can do whatever they want. He can say, look, this guy isn't working for me anymore, even though I'm paying him. So why should I have his merchandise there? Because he's petty like that, And I can't get into details because he might add another 3 months on Phoenix. But what you said about the negligence is true. And I'll go into full detail once he's no longer.
And another thing too is that you and me, and the way we shoot. I mean,
Right.
even with AAA, when we had to say things for Dorian to get his act together on a respectful basis, we did.
Right.
And the same thing, we love for everybody to do good. Most of the guys and girls in these companies are people that we respect, and whoever we don't respect, we still wish them the best. But see, with your podcast, now there is an ability of projecting news that he cannot control. And with Lucha Libre Online, he's got even a bigger problem. This last 30 days, and because you guys are in the same business, we reached in the last 30 days, get a load of this, a Spanish Lucha Libre Online platform. We reached 130 million people in 30 days. We have 2,300,000 on all Lucha Libre Online. So we are a voice. You guys are a voice. And if we use it on the right way, which I believe that you guys are, and we are, and like I said, I just had Alberto on the interview. We had Tessa on another interview. And when we go to WWE, we paid money to, to tickets, hotel. We have 2 of our guys and girls in Europe and all of that. We spend the money, but with AAA, gives me an opportunity to do 30 promos. And I'm a pastor. I don't use that word. And they are the number one, company in the world. Somebody's gotta think, hey, this podcast thing, this Lucha Libre thing, this K100 of Konnan, this Inferno, these guys have a voice. We should not be enemies with these people. As a matter of fact, we should give them exclusives because we are reaching people that right now, even TV big companies are buying streaming stuff, like the Peacock and right now Prime. I am predicting right here that money attracts money, and the richest guy in the world, the owner of Amazon and Prime, he sees what it's happening with Netflix and all of that, and it's all about content. I would not be surprised if you will see Prime going for creating their own wrestling company because money attracts money. So I'm thinking that the whole thing about TV, it's still good, but we are the voice right now. We are the voice. There's people like we are, like even from Billboard. Billboard gave us credentials. I mean, they numbers and our wrestling people have to have a bigger mentality, and even companies have to develop more time. Because we did it in AAA that we have to create special things for you were always on top of our internet people in AAA because like we know what this is happening. And unfortunately, a guy like Tony, Jericho said it in his own words. Jericho said, Tony, it's Tony. He has the money. So to me, what a waste that you have such a roster. If you were given the opportunity, like you, Konnan, and two assistants in 6 months, Konnan, not because you're my friend, but because we worked together for 7 years, and I know you could do many things with money limitation. I think in 6 months, you could take AEW and make it a decent company. And I know Tony's gonna get hot when he hears this. I don't give a because nobody's gonna change me. I'm a businessman, and it hurts me to see our people, our talents, our guys and girls. They go there and they disappear. It's like you've been coming to questioned by UFOs. Tony and AEW are like UFOs. They sucked out of this world. You don't know what is happening. Years ago in Mexico, going back in the Lucha segment, when you did not behave with the Lucha Libre pop company, that was before even Tony Peña opened up AAA. When you were a bad boy, because at that time girls were not allowed to wrestle in Mexico City. But when you were a bad boy, they would send you to the Costa del Pacific, the Pacific Coast, which were like, wow, it was so hot.
It was the desert, basically.
Yes. So, like in Russia, you hear when guys behave bad, they send them to Siberia. That was for the Lucha company. So I always try to come up here and give you a different spectrum so the fans should know that he has the money, Tony. But I think on the last 2024, we did in December, the number one company, Lucha Libre Night, some people have like 1,000 participants. We had 30,000 votes for that category. And number one was WWE. Number two was TNA. And number three was AEW. And this wasn't like even close. So, just talking about things that are happening right now. And I feel bad for Phoenix. Because they are, and I don't even get close to talking to him. I did have a conversation with Penta. I would say that openly here. I have not communicated with Phoenix because I don't want any gossiping or something like that to get this kid in more trouble. All he did with Penta was giving their best. And if they would have followed the initial angle with the young bucks running by the pool when they opened up this AEW, you had so much talent with the Lucha brother, and it was just wasteful what they did. And it's sad. It's sad to me to have a talent, and that because I am Konnan knows since my wife left like 5 years I have, and same week my older sister died. It really shook my world, and it's been hard. So I know what people go through. And right now, a passionate guy like Phoenix, seeing his brother, doing this, and he been handcuffed, it's horrible. One time, one of the Colon brothers, I interviewed Eddie Colon, Primo Colon in WWE, and Primo said, Vince killed my passion for it. And that hurt me. So because this kid grew up, his father, the legend of WWE, Carlitos Colon. And when he said to me, Vince killed him, I'm so glad that he has recovered now, but it's the people that have the power to do good things, just like Konnan said, in such a way that just because you have the money doesn't mean you could hurt him. Because he's not the owner of wrestling. He's the owner of AEW. And something must be said about over 5 years and not even beating NXT.
Let me tell you something.
That is sad.
Hugo, history's not going to be kind to him. All the things he's done will come out sooner rather than later. Okay? He's had people sign NDAs. I know people that are in WWE have told me a lot of stuff that went on there. And I go, why don't you say anything? He goes, bro, but there's going to be somebody that's going to say, no, I'm going to speak out. And then somebody else will speak out and somebody else will speak out. Right? And bro, nobody cares what he says. Nobody cares what they do. Tell me a good storyline you've seen from them in the last 5 years. It's a fan who is given money, and like most fans, they don't understand the business. He'd rather see good matches. Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.